Hey friends, so let's say you're just getting started with your offshore fishing. You're saying to yourself, what is the best line out there? Like, what's the best brand? Because people like me, I don't know. Good thing is these guys know right here. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. All right, everybody, we are here at Oceans East in Naxhead, North Carolina. We got the professor, of course, and this guy right here, the owner, Jimmy Hilsman. He is so great because he has invited our community to come here, learn from you, learn from your crew, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of videos from Oceans East. We're very, very excited about this relationship because we get to do videos that I would love to do myself, especially as someone that's really still learning this and learning from you, professor, and learning from all these locals that we have here. Let's talk about fishing line today. What is the best brand? There's these different brands. I don't fully understand it myself. And so as we're looking at these, what specifically are we looking at right now? These are big. Looks like we've got all like 100-pound class. What is this? What is on this table, our beautiful table that we set up right here, Jimmy?
So here's some of the brands that we carry in here. There's an 80, 100-pound range. Good tuna fishing line. I mean, all these different lines here have something a little bit different about them. Yes. I'm an Ande guy for my mainline tuna fishing. You probably like one of the other ones, and we all like something different for our mainline.
So most of these are somewhere between 80 to 100-pound class mono line. We've got some different colors. We've got some different brands. So the different brands that we're looking at, and I don't want to mispronounce these, I'll probably say it wrong. We've got the Ande, okay. We've got the Momoi, okay. Yep. All right, thank you, Professor.
So yep, the Momoi right here.
Okay.
And this is what I call diamond. So high catch makes it, but diamond.
So there's the Momoi makes two.
So they have two different ones, and they're a little bit different.
Two different ones.
Make of them.
Okay. Then we've got high seas.
High seas Quattro. Yep.
And then we've got
Sufix.
Sufix. Okay. All right. So if somebody came into you, Jimmy, and said, "What is the difference?" I'm looking at Momois. We got different types of Momois. We got Sufix. We got high seas. We got Ande. It's just line. What's your answer to that, especially to a dummy like me?
I'm gonna ask them really what they're gonna be using it for.
Okay.
That's kind of first with even like the rods and reels. What are you primarily gonna be targeting? So in this area, it's a big tuna area, as you guys know. Yep. All the tunas you guys catch. Say somebody's coming here, they want to go, yellowfin fishing.
Yes.
They want mainline to put on one of their reels they buy from us. My favorite one is Ande.
Okay.
It's super tough line. Say you hook 10 yellowfins, what you do in this area.
You do.
When they win.
It feels awesome.
Oh man. So when I have 10 lines that are like this,
yeah, I
don't want something that's soft that may burn off easy. I want something that's tough that can take a little bit of the rub.
Okay.
And that's gonna be Ande. One of the negatives, it's a little bit thicker. Saying the 80-pound is a little bit thicker in the Ande than it is these other brands. So you get less line on the reel.
Less line on the reel.
So there's positives and negatives of all these different brands here.
Always a catch.
But exactly. So it depends on, what do you mainly want to get out of it? So
you would say though, based on your experience with all these charters, and these are some of the best captains in the world, that Ande is the most popular line that you have here for tuna at Oceans East?
Oh yeah, for the main line, yes. It's just tough. It's so tough. It's like rope, but it is thick.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about Momois. Like, who's buying Momois? What's the pros and the cons of Momois? And because we got two options here too.
So with the diamond, I see a lot of my private boats, a lot of my outboards and stuff buying the diamond. It's a little bit more expensive than like say a Sufix or a Quattro, but it's a good quality line. It's not as soft as the Sufix, I would say, but it's not as stiff as the Ande.
So the Ande, yeah, okay. So Ande seems to be the stiffest.
Yep.
You'd say Sufix is the
very softest.
Yeah.
Diamond's a good in between, in my opinion.
What makes somebody say, I want a softer line? So like speaking of Sufix, what makes someone love that type of feel versus that Ande stiffer feel?
Everybody has something different that they like. I mean, I could list about 20 charter boat captains down here, and I could split up between these lines.
Really?
Yeah. So everybody likes something a little bit different. Then they all work.
Now,
All right, which one do you guys like?
Well, I like the Sufix, but it's just what I've used, and it's kind of like at a mid price point. You know what I mean?
Priced very well.
Yeah. But the Ande is probably on the lower end of the price point. Am I saying that correctly? I mean,
Yeah, in terms of pricing, let's just talk about that real quick, because I'm seeing some of the general pricing numbers on here. I don't know exactly what that means. So this is for the whole spool here. This is $149.
The size of the spools are a little bit different here, so it's kind of hard to say.
Do apples to apples.
Yes, so it's a little bit different here. The size of the spool, some of this is 100 pounds, some of it's 80 pound.
Right.
So, but you know, Ande is a little bit more than some. Sufix is one of the cheaper ones. Quattro is pretty. You get a lot of Quattro for the price, and the diamond and the and the Momoi here, they're a little bit up there in price.
I'm seeing a difference in the colors too.
Yep.
it's a whole different world of colors.
Okay, all right. And I guess I should say this too. Anything about high seas, because we've talked about Sufix, we've talked about Momois, we've talked about Ande. Anything about high seas?
I mean, for the price, I mean, that is a great line for the price. Very, very tough. You get a ton of line. I mean, that's roughly $200, and I mean, 2,400 yards. I mean, that's a lot of line for that price. Very, very tough. I mean, I used it probably my first, I don't know, 6 or 8 years at the fishing center. That's what I used. Never had any issues with it. I mean, it's rope. It's the same thing. You hook a bunch of tunas come together. Yeah. And it was hard to break. So no complaints at all the years I used this.
And what I found about the Momoi, that seems to be a smoother line. You know what I mean? It's just, it's almost like silk. You know, it's just, it's easy to handle, but it is softer. You know what I mean? So when you have all those fish that want to knot up, you have a tendency to get one to burn off.
Okay, great points. Now let's get to that color point, because I'm looking at the Quattro. I'm seeing all these cool different colors. What should somebody be thinking about when it comes to colors? Should they be thinking about it? Does it matter?
So I'll say this. If you're tuna fishing, especially in this area, up north when they're primarily fishing blended water, green water, I don't think it matters as much. But here, when we're fishing that pretty hot blue water that we typically get around here when we're fishing that, the water in the summertime, the stream water, sometimes even, I don't want anything laying on top of the water in my spread. These fish have been pounded, a lot of boats. I want something clear. And even smoke blue is not bad, but any kind of high vis line tuna fishing, in my spread personally, there's no way I put it out there.
So for example, what color is that when you said hot?
It's like a high vis, like a yellow high vis or like an orange high vis, something that we have over there.
Right.
Marlin fishing and other stuff, I don't see any issues with it, but tuna fishing, with these tunas looking up into my spread, I don't want a bunch of color line laying on top of the water.
I gotcha.
So that's me personally. I'm sure everybody likes something different, and if you're a person out there and you're using that and it works for you, hey, that's good. But just me personally, I think it makes a difference, especially in this area.
Yeah, right. All right, cool. So is there anything else, Professor, in your mind, just as somebody's thinking about, okay, what is the best type of line for me to use offshore fishing? What's the best brand? Anything else that comes to mind when you look at this?
It's just personal preference, really. But it's really overwhelming when you walk in and you see that big display and there's just all these different lines everywhere. Somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience with it can just be overwhelmed.
That's me every time.
Make a wrong decision. So the best thing you need to do is go get one of the people here at the shop that have all worked on these boats. They know these lines in and out. They know these reels in and out. And just pick their brain. They're more than willing to help anybody that comes in. And they'll help you match the right line to your reel and to your needs.
Well, that's the beauty of Oceans East, and that's why we love working with them, because if somebody wants to order anywhere in the country, they can order a reel from you, and you will put the line on for them, do the whole works, right?
Oh yeah, we'll put backing on there if they want braid or hollow core backing, mono top shot, whatever they need, we can make it happen.
Can make it happen. That's Oceans East, and they're sending out gear all over the country. We love working with them, and hopefully this video is helpful for you. And so when you go to your tackle shop, you're not going to be overwhelmed. Hopefully you're talking to somebody like Jimmy here, but make sure you come visit us. in Manio, North Carolina. We're slip number 92 at Pirates Cove Marina. He is professor. Come fishing with this guy because we're going to be using this line right here. It's going to be on Speechless, and hopefully you're going to be the one that's reeling that monster tuna in. And then afterwards, when you're excited and you want to get some clothes, you come back here to Oceans East. So until the next time, everyone, stay salty.